It's my house, and they can't have it.
Today is the sheriff's sale for John Vinje, who's been, a fighter with this campaign since nearly the beginning. I think John doesn't need much introduction. He's an Air Force veteran, a union activist with SEIU, a security guard, and U.S. Bank, unfortunately, is coming to find out John is also a fighter. And I think today's action, as the first action at a sheriff's sale that Occupy Homes has done, is going to be precedent setting.
5 months ago, wife and I tried to start negotiating with U.S. Bank to get this mortgage modified. About 3 weeks ago, we finally get a document from them saying, yeah, we would like to modify your mortgage, but you know what? After 4.5 months, you know what they were able to come up with? A whole $97 less than what we're currently paying.
We're going to march across the street to where the sheriff's sale takes place, and we're going to try and let any potential buyer know that when they buy John Vinje's house, they're not just buying a house, they're buying a serious problem for themselves. They're buying a homeowner who says he's not leaving, and they're buying a social movement that says we're going to defend John and all homeowners like him.
So we bought it back in 2008. The current mortgage is for $148,000, and just a few weeks ago, the city and county sent us notices saying that the current market value of the home is only about $90,000.
And so our hope is, what a victory today would look like, is if it becomes clear that nobody wants this house and that it's kicked back to U.S. Bank. That's a way better scenario for us to continue fighting over the coming weeks than if some other investor buys it. So our goal today, we're not planning to have anybody arrested, and I would discourage any actions that would do that, but we want to make ourselves really clear to anybody who shows up to this meeting that they're buying a problem when they buy John Vinje's house, and they're buying a social movement, and they don't want that on their hands. Leave it to U.S. Bank.
The banks bring us the sales, and they pay us a fee, and we conduct the sale. We're basically just the auctioneer. Is all. That's basically about it.
So here's the last notice I got from Hughes at Weingart and Lebo.
Okay.
My wife is actually the one that originally bought this place back in 2008, because she bought it before we were even married. What it means is the general principle of what these banks try and do to homeowners. Because whenever we talk to them about trying to alter some of these terms of the loan modification that they did send us, they go, well, our investor might not want to do that. Well, there is no investor. They're the investor. They're the ones that show up on the mortgage. They're the ones that show up on the promissory note. They're the ones that lent the money. So there is no shadow investor out there that they keep referring to. One lady we corresponded with by email, sent an email, and she had a phone number tacked on the bottom of her email. You go and call that number, you know what? There's this nice automated recording comes on and says, you have reached a non-working number. I'm going, wow, really, U.S. Bank? That's the best you can do?
We shall not be moved. We are fighting for our children. We shall not be moved.
So, we've been putting pressure on U.S. Bank now for five and a half months. You know what? They finally buckled. And it's thanks to people like you that this happened. So now we've got until the end of May to get them to come and sit down at the table and really talk with us about getting this mortgage loan fixed. Not only did we win for my wife and I today, but this sets a precedent for every other homeowner across the state of Minnesota.
That's right.
Don't let these big banks scare you by saying they're going to take you to the sheriff's sale. Look what happened.
That's right.
We back them into a corner, and you know who buckles? It's not us, it's them.
That's right.
They have seen the power of the 99%, and they don't want to mess with the 99%.
That's right.
We've got them where we want them. Now we're going to force them to the table and finally make them talk.
That's right.